Yay, let's go. How's it going? My name is McKennon. This is my extreme chunk iron hardcore whatever. We just did a task. Or we haven't done the task yet, but we're about to. I made a tab so I can make stews efficiently, and that's stupid. Last time I I recorded a video like 3 days ago, and we got these three chunks right here. And the main task that I got was to use a. Oh, I'm gonna need money. The main thing I can keep going. The main thing I got the task for was to make some cheese. So I need to go to the cow over here and get some milk. Let me switch over to that while I run over there. So this is the task list. You can see churn cheese is the last thing I have on here. The rest of the stuff is super easy, and here's the map that I have so far. While I go over to Artie and get my bucket from the farmer, I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk for a second. So I've talked for a bit. I have the fire making cape unlocked, and it is locked behind a tinderbox. There's a few tinderboxes close by. Number 2 has a tinderbox I can buy from the store. I believe East Artie General Store, you can buy a tinderbox there. Stuff like that. But there's a few other skill capes around me, and something I realized is I'm aware that they're all here. There's the fletching cape, I have construction, there's the fire making cape, the fishing cape is right here. They're all kind of like surrounding me, and the way that these chunk rolls have worked out is they're kind of locked behind each other. So if I roll chunk 7, and I don't know if the fishing guild I don't know if the fishing skill cape tutor like which chunk he's in, but suppose I rolled 7 and then rolled the fishing guild chunk right after, and I got the fishing cape as like a part of my area. I wouldn't have a task for it because I'm still one fishing. So I would need to get Catherby. We'll call this East Catherby. I would need East Catherby first, and that would unlock me the ability to train fishing because I would finally have a net. And I think there's shrimp here, and I would be able to get 99 fishing. Um, unless I rolled 1, White Wolf Mountain, and then East Catherby. Part of getting here will be to get 2. I'll probably just go straight east from Sorcerer's Tower, the Beehive chunk, and then Catherby. Which kind of means before I unlock fishing, I'm gonna have to deal with the fletching cape because that's also here. So fishing is kind of locked behind the fletching grind, and before I get to the fletching grind, I'm probably going to get 2 first, which is going to unlock fire making because there's a tinderbox here. So kind of this funny equation of fishing, but first fletching, but first fire making, and it's just kind of goofy to me. So that's just one thing I was realizing while I was looking at my chunk map, and it didn't really I didn't really process that some of these chunks were kind of blocked behind, or sorry, it didn't really occur to me that some of these skill capes were blocked behind other skill capes. So, also, funny thing, I was kind of afraid that I was going to get agility XP from this, but I didn't. Otherwise, the chunk map would probably make me do this to 70 agility, and then, oh, can I just, oh, that's a long animation for 1 bucket of milk. Oh gosh. I was afraid I was gonna have to get 70 agility from this obstacle and then get the level to do the Sears course. That would suck. Um, let's see. So I believe that's funny. The true tile is showing me all the way over there, but my character is behind, and I jump. Yeah, that's kind of funny. The lag between animations like that. Um, I don't want to pick that. So a few things about the cooking grind. It didn't take very long, but I realized um, the chunk map, the chunk picker, whatever the website's called. Let me go back to it. It's kind of handy. So if you go to activity info, you can view methods to see like all the things that you can do for like a particular skill. So to like get to churning cheese, I thought I was just going to cook chickens outside the ranging guild, and then I stumbled across this, and I started thinking like, well, is anything better? So like baked potato, I messed around with that, but it's not a lot of XP. It's actually worse XP than just cooking a chicken. A pot of cream, butter. cheese, whatever, baked potato. Some of this stuff might have been useful, but it didn't really line up with the levels that I was dealing with. I don't know. Basically, what I did is I cooked a ton of chickens. I banked some raw potatoes and the chickens to make stews. Stews were quite a lot of XP, like 117. So I ended up making about 200 stews, but the majority of it was just cooking chickens because you just go from here to the range right here, and that was super quick. But I was thinking I was going to do stews, so I was banking them. So on my way to the bank, I hit the range right here, and then banked them. And then when I was doing the potatoes, I banked a few hundred chickens doing that. It didn't occur to me that wouldn't work out, so I started doing that. But then yeah, going from down here with the potatoes and going all the way back up to Sears, it didn't work out. I should have just done chickens the whole way. Um, but it was interesting. So here we are. Let's turn. Oh, I can just go straight from milk to butter or milk to cheese. These animations. We need some quality of life for the churning apparatus, whatever this is, dairy churn. Wow, this is really holy moly. Okay, let's stop that. Jeez, that was crazy. Um, well, that's that. That's done. Sweet. So, that was basically it. I just want to talk about how like I've mentioned the skill case before, but it occurred to me how they're like locked behind each other. Like I will have to do fire making before fletching, and then I will get the fletching, and then that will unlock fishing for me and stuff like that. So um, there isn't much here that I can think of. Nothing really happened. I just completed a task, so that's all. Let me center on the map and pick a chunk. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so apparently there's a tinder box there. I have to get the farming cape. There's apparently a way to train crafting now. So I have the ranging cape because now it understands I can make a bow. Or maybe I can just get a bow in here. Let's see, why does it think that I can do this? Armor salesman. No, that's not it. How does it thinks I can train range somehow? Fletching, crafting, ranged, range cape. Is this it? This isn't gonna do it. I need to figure out because it thinks I know I can trade ranged, but I thought it was backlogged behind a crafting requirement. I'll have to figure this out. Maybe I can buy a bow somewhere in here. I don't think I can. There's a whole lot of armor upgrades too. That's awesome. Boots of lightness. Okay, so I can go through the quest. Is that what that means for me? That I can progress through Temple of Ikov and get the boots of lightness. That's cool. Because I have a light source now. That's interesting. I'm not sure. I guess there must be a light source in here that I have access to now. Get a coif. Been there, done that. Magic shortbow. I could already make that, and I backlogged it. Can I get? Oh, I didn't mean to backlog that. What did I just do? Magic unbacklog. Active. I don't know where it went. Sorry, I'm new here. Be patient with me. Yeah, I get to make a bunch of upgrades now. This is kind of cool. There's obviously a ton of tasks in here. What a funny map. I just I'm like going straight south. So there's a few things here. The RD course is 90 agility, so I'm like a doable obstacle away from needing to get 90 agility. Luckily, let's say I like went straight for the tree gnome stronghold and I got the agility course here, I wouldn't just have to do that to 90 because I do have Sears Village. So I would have to do that to 70, then do the Sears course to 90, which really wouldn't be that bad. I've done worse than that. Bunch of tasks I can do. Mithril mace, that's cool. I already have a mithril scimitar, but it's saying I can get one here. Where did I get that from? Oh, I have to train smithing. Hang on. What does that mean? Attack, fletching, range, smithing. What? How do I train smithing? Oh, we have the technology. Let's see. Oh yeah, I want to see what it says about range then. By range cape view methods. Bronze arrows, bronze arrows. Why does it think I can get? This is so weird. I don't know why it thinks I can get all this stuff. Can I? Train crafting. Okay, so I have a way to train crafting. That's why it's giving me this. So what do I do to train crafting? Make a Secator attachment. I'm so glad I don't have to do that. What on earth is a Secator attachment? um, oh, from forestry, far out. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. That's so funny. Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of a shame that I don't get to do that. That would have been kind of neat. Um, okay, yeah, the rest of this, whatever. I can like I have a bunch of gems from killing the elementals. So I could have cut them a while ago. I got a chisel from baby things, I think. So I can do some of that. I think I'm already actually 39 crafting, so this won't take long. Let's go through the rest of this. So smithing. What? Okay, so I understand. Okay, I have an anvil already. It thinks I can make a bronze bar. How do I make a bronze bar? So I already have copper from men. I don't know how I'm getting tin from guards. Blackguard? No. Rock Golem. Skeleton. Rockslug Duke. Brimhaven. Armor Shop. This is Varlamore. Is any of this stuff? Shallow Village, Shanty Pass, Karamja. I'm gonna have to work this out. I'm not totally sure where it expects me to get the smithing from. That's funny. The sailing stuff's already on here. I'm gonna have to work this out. I have, like I said, I have copper already, and I think it thinks I can get tin, but I don't have a lot of copper. I didn't kill that many men, not enough to do all this stuff. But then it thinks I can do iron. It thinks I can do steel and then mithril. So I need to figure out where it thinks I'm getting mithril. I don't have mining. Where's mining? Yeah, mining. So it knows I can't mine anything. It thinks I'm getting these from other sources. Mithril weapon, mithril body, details, marketplace section spawn. Oh, oh, crap. Okay, so because they get dropped from a monster, it thinks I need to go kill a bunch of paladins to make. Okay, I will dig into this. I think that I might have to decide what to backlog. Okay, so fletching is coming off the backlog. This is no longer the worst grind, so I can immediately put this back on the to-do list. Um, Fire making is probably the longest grind now. Um, Gosh, I okay, so this is kind of funny because I was talking about backlogging skill capes behind other things. So I now have the fire making skill cape unlocked. So two is no longer a scary is no longer a scary chunk. But I do have to get 99 range now, which is freaking awesome. I was complaining about not having very good NPCs to kill, and there's like paladins and heroes, and I can safe spot them on these walls here. So that's pretty cool. That's not gonna be bad at all. I could also like I don't know shoot the dogs through the fence here, and that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so I have things to AFK. That should be fine. I also have a new bank. That's pretty cool. Part of the issue with the potatoes was like such a long walk all the way up here. And this is like 3 chunks away to get up here. So I could have gotten like a faster route with the potatoes. It might have been worth it. And I have a bunch of stalls. So I really like thieving, and I'm pretty jazzed to have thieving stuff to do. 80 thieving, that's not gonna be that hard. I'm gonna do that in like 4 days or something. Just clicking some knights, that'll be pretty chill. I'm going through the rest of these to make sure I'm not missing anything. Van braces from the ranging guild, I already have those. Get the cape, trim because of course. um, Great. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Obtain a rune arrow. Yeah, I'll be. I could actually make rune arrows pretty easy, I think. Because I already have the fletching level, leather cowl, chaps, mace, and how much of tasks. I'm betting that these are super easy. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Like pickpocket and Artie Knight and stuff like that. I have to. I can't talk to Probita. She's out of my chunk. But there's I'm sure a bunch of easy stuff here. Um, Cook curry. Okay, so back to cooking. Terrific. Okay, so I put the fletching requirement back on here. Where's the shield? There should be a 85 fletching requirement. Backlog. Do I need to recalculate? Okay, so now it's 87 fletching. So what's going to be backlogged? Well, I can do one thing. It's either the fletching or the smithing grind. Let me just check real quick. So in RuneLight, I'm 75 fire making right now. If I went to 99, I would probably do yew trees. I think maples would be faster. I can't pay that much attention to the program. I can't pay that much attention to RuneScape while I'm like working. So if I did yew logs, it'd be like 58,000 logs for 99. That's not going to happen. So it the smithing grind is probably what I'm gonna have to do. But I'm not totally sure about that. This is kind of weird, and I don't really want to go back to killing elementals for nature runes. I'm hoping that there's a better way of doing it. I know there's like chests in this area, but I think if you thieve the chest in this room, it spits you out in Witch Haven, which I can't do. Gosh, 68 smithing is a freaking big requirement though. Um, Ugh, I'm rambling. Also, I do have the construction cape here, but I already had that cape, so that's a non-issue. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there. Let's go back. Okay. So I have my butter. I'm ready. This is so freaking crazy. I'm like getting these super wild chunks. Let's go into our new spot. Ugh, this is so nice. This is like one of my favorite areas. I spent a lot of time here, and this is finally a new music track because I think the way I got to Sears Village the first time, like on day one, I went from LMS to the Castle Wars portal, and I just walked all the way up here. So I never went through this side of Artie. So that's kind of cool. Finally have a music track. That's neat. I have a food stall finally. That's awesome. I don't have to go through that horrible dialogue and buy a bunch of freaking meat pies anymore. We got silver. So I have a anvil, but I don't have a furnace, and this is the issue. So I can't really take advantage of this, and I don't have a mold anyways to like use silver anyways. I have a silk stall. That's one of the tasks I'm sure is to go. Let me just steal one of these right now. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and sell that to the merchant over here later when it's done. I do have like a crafting method now. I can do oh, they're cut gems. I guess I'd have to steal gems. That would be like a crafting method I could do. Finally go steal some cakes. This is nice. See, I have my tile marker here because this is what I do and just spam click. So that's kind of cool. I know Verf on his chunk man, he did this. He did something here where yeah, it's not gonna work. I need to do this differently. Um, I wonder if I can trade with this guy, if he will talk to me eventually. But what Verf did was he had a bunch of chocolate and regular cakes. Oh, there we go. That's the task. Chocolate and regular cakes on his main account, I think. And he would like buy out the stock on the Iron Man, and the stock was shared. So he was able to get the cooking level he needed by just adding chocolate to cakes, which I think is like 30 or something. It's like 30 cooking XP, which is how much I got for cooking a chicken. And this would be significantly faster. So I could, spend a whole day foot pedaling this, just filling up my inventory on cakes, and then hopefully talking to this guy at some point. That'd be kind of nice to have a cooking method like that. Got some guards. We got Artie Knights. I want to say that I can use this area over here, like I said, for the hero. So that's pretty cool. Got this bank over here. Oh, I do have the grain also. It just because I didn't mention it, grain wasn't possible for me to use for my cooking chunk or my cooking task that I had. I have a mill, but there's no pot spawn, and I didn't. The farmer doesn't sell a pot. I needed like a general store before I could actually like make bread or something. It looks like by the time I get a pot, I'll be like far beyond the level to be concerned with that. I'm gonna bank that for now. Let me get my money because I want to see what some of these stores have. Um, this is kind of cool. So fletching is almost done. I'm almost done getting the logs that I needed for the backlogged fletching requirement, just because I can't cook all the time. So I spent some time, chopping trees. Yes, a freaking upgrade. Oh, it's overstocked. That's super annoying. I will hop. I spent some time fletching the past few days just because sometimes I'm busy and I need something AFK. Uh, but I still need a bunch of bowstrings, so it's gonna take a minute to still get through that. Can I do this? Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy. I did have steel, which wasn't that bad, but this is pretty nice. I don't believe the spice cellar. Yeah, I already had a garlic spawn. I had a knife, and I've gotten some spice from gourmet amplings, so that's irrelevant. What does the fur trader have? So these have stock. I'm positive I can't do anything here in the gem store. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna research the chest here, or it's one of these houses. One of these has I want to say nature ruins. I know there's also the chest in the castle. But if one of these has a nature rune that I can take advantage of, that doesn't just spit me out into Witch Haven, I might mess with that. And I do have a charter ship. Ooh, or no, this isn't a charter ship, but I do have access to Remington and Brimhaven, right? Let's go. Okay, so let's do that before we forget. This is rollable, and this is rollable. Sweet. So this is kind of the first time it's come up because I finally have a ship. Um, the way that Limport does it, I believe, and I don't know if it's common or uncommon, but the Limport's the main person that I really like his content. He was a big reason why I thought this would be kind of fun to do. That and Verf, I think, were like the two big reasons. But Limport's rule for boats is if you can get there from the landmass that you're on, then it's not rollable. Meaning from, let me see, am I on the right screen? I'm not. If you going from one landmass to another. I cannot walk to Karamja. I need to like unlock a port there. But I could walk to Remington. I could, in theory, unlock the White Wolf Mountain, go through Artie, and get down here. So the way Limport plays, this would not be rollable. I kind of like having it a little fragmented, and this idea that like all this stuff is an option that could happen at any moment, I think is kind of fun. So I'm gonna make that rollable, and if I roll two, which would be my first charter ship, I will make all those ports rollable, like Port Sarum. I can't get into Mauritania, obviously, so Port Phasmatis is no. Let's see, what else can I? Yeah, Port Khazard. I think Corsair Cove, you can go there without starting the quest. And there's probably others. I know I can't get into Toronto for a while. I don't think I can get to Varlamore until starting the quest either. But when that happens, I'll make a bunch of ports rollable. That'd be kind of fun. Oh boy. How cool. So let me check this off because I can wear an mithril weapon. I've been doing that for a while. I guess, yeah, that's done. I will go, I guess I need to go buy a mithril warhammer. Where's this from? Oh, from smithing, of course. There's every possibility that smithing gets backlogged. I think I mentioned that fire making, it would be about 2 months of lighting U logs on the bonfire here. It would get me far beyond 99 wood cutting. So I would, like, in theory, I would probably get the beaver by then. I would be done fletching, hopefully. So I'm like just burning logs. So that'd be pretty nice. But yeah, there's a lot of 68 smithing's a lot. And if I have to do it through nature rune gathering, going through the elemental workshop again, oh gosh, like good grief. There's no way that's faster. I really need like a solid source of nature runes before I can really do that. Um, Gosh, I hope that this is correct. It's gonna be really annoying if it's like you have to get a 1 in 1,000 copper spawn or something like stupid like that. Um, Let me think for a second. I want to make sure there's nothing else because I want to make sure all my thoughts are in here. Boots of Lightness, Coif. Yeah, I'm going to be able to check a lot of this off the list pretty quickly. So the big stuff, fletching, fine. I can take care of that. It'll take me a couple days to get all the bowstring. I could get that off the list. Magic Shield would be kind of cool to have too. Crafting, that's a non-issue. Cooking is probably a non-issue also. It shouldn't be a huge issue to finish that. I'll figure it out. Fire making, obviously big issue. The smithing stuff, big issue. And then thieving, that's easy. Ranged. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find something to safe spot, and I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing that. I'll probably run out of money. There's no reason to buy better arrows, so I'll probably just safe spot paladins or something with bronze arrows and a magic short bow for a really long time. I suspect that I could get 99 range significantly faster than 99 fire making. Um, 99 fire making being 2 months of work. I'm betting I could get 99 range before 2 months. So I'm pretty sure that range won't be the backlog. It'll be either smithing or the other thing, fire making. Going through the rest of this, make sure there's nothing else, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so it has me getting the range cape, but it doesn't acknowledge that I can get the fire making cape. I can, and it wants me to get 99 fire making, but it's not a task to get the 99 fire making cape because the ranging cape is a strict upgrade, I think. Oh, this is cool. I just figured it out. Okay, so the reason why I can get Boots of Lightness, the light source is the fire making cape. I don't think that there's a candle in this area. So it wants me to get 99 fire making, get a light source, and then start Temple of Ikov. Or not start the quest, but you can go in here without starting the quest. And you get into the dungeon here, slash a web, and you have to have a light source to get the Boots of Lightness. That's very cool. I like that. Um, that's sweet. I wonder if that's all mentioned in here, like if it says all that, because I'm positive that that's how it works. Yeah, it doesn't have all that info, but that's definitely the answer there. That's very cute. The rest of this, I have the levels for all this stuff. I need to do I get this from a drop, or does it want me to make it? That's cool. Okay, yeah, it wants me to make it all. That's neat. Because Ranging Guild, Runero. Okay, yeah, so it acknowledges I can fletch it also. But yeah, I can also buy it. I knew that. I can't think of anything else. I don't think I need to acknowledge these, but I'm pretty sure that these are all steal a cake. Oh my gosh, get out of here. Silk, I'll do that later. Pickpocket a hero, I'll do that later. Why is this on the screen? Get off. Details, fine, get off screen. Oh, yeah, and I have candor in tasks. I wonder what that is. Like burning a U log is probably one of these. I did that already. This is probably the U log, I bet. Oh, Fletch Maple Shortbow. I did this already also. I did that a while back. Like, probably before I even got the level to make bowstrings, I used a bowstring from Implings to make a short bow, and I happened to be in the bank, and it gave me the task. So that was actually pretty fun when that happened too. And then this one is the none of these are make a U log burn. I'm certain that's a task. Create a long bow for guys to shoot. I can do that too. I want to say I did that. So, well, that's odd. Maybe I'm making that up. I thought there was a task of burning a U log in Sears Village. Maybe I make it up. Maybe I'm making it up. Um, this is a lot of stuff. I mentioned previously I got the farming patch. I mentioned that I was gonna like stay on top of farming and do all the farming I can in between whatever tasks I had. The cooking task didn't take me very long. I think I spent like 6 hours cooking all told. It was really fast. Um, I don't see myself farming that much. I have my work cut out for me, and my time will be spent doing other stuff. If I need to AFK something, I will be AFKing woodcutting or ranging heroes. And if I have time to focus on something, I probably have enough stuff to do that too. Um, yeah, so I kind of doubt that I'll do too much farming in this area. Holy crap, this is so cool. Yeah, I've been like living in fear of this chunk too, and it's kind of funny to know that I can train fire making now. So, I guess the last thing I'll do, because I want to make sure I understand this. Fire making, view methods, burn a log, tinderbox. Okay, so I can get it from zombies. Oh, I understand. There are zombies in this dungeon that I unlocked somewhere. What did I unlock? Is this a dungeon? I have never noticed that symbol before. What is that? I'm not sure I knew that there was a dungeon here. I don't know what is in that area. Is it here? Yeah, I highlighted all the estate agents when I did mahogany homes on other accounts. So I'll probably take those off. Yeah, and Pro Beta is just out of bounds. So I can't do that. And praying at the altar is another task I can't do. What is... Oh, I'm going to die like immediately going down here? No, okay, I'm fine. I'm not sure I'm familiar with this area. Rats, giant rats, little rats. What we got? Watch me come down here and get poisoned and die on my hardcore. What is? I'm looking for zombies. So the realization I'm having. Okay, I will have to look into this. The realization I'm having is there's probably zombies down here, and that's how I'm getting tin. Is my guess. So I need to figure out where this tinderbox is coming from. Just because I'm curious. It obviously doesn't matter because I can do whatever I want. Where is, let's go to the wiki. West Arty sewers. Okay, so this was here. I have to get through this door here. I'm gonna be honest, I've never engaged with this area before. And I'm kind of hesitant. Like, what if I go through this gate and it's locked and I have no way out and I can't teleport anywhere? I don't have the area for Camelot, so I can't like bring a law rune and some air runes over there and just like teleport out. Um, so I'll mess around with this. I'm not even. Yeah, this is crazy. I've been playing this game for like 8 years or something, and I do not understand this area. So, Arty Sewers. Where is there a key for this? Northwest, southeast. Other rapids. Sewer, Jimmy completing rat catchers. Thieving requirement to pick the lock. Oh no, they're talking about sewers. I just want to get through here. Eastern sewers. Why is this so difficult? Back. Eastern sewers. East Arty sewer. Another door separates the northern half of the southern half. Okay, so I just need to pick the lock. Hang on, maybe I just I'm gonna bring some food with. I don't want to die down there. I'm gonna figure this out real quick. We're along for the ride now. I got no, I'm not. Oh, so yes, it's kind of cool. I had a bunch of food that I've gotten that I'm like pretty protective over from like gourmet and things, and I have actual food now, so that's kind of nice. I guess sorry, one last thing I forgot to mention. I got this like farming chunk last video. Oh, that was annoying. I got that chunk last video. And one of the things I forgot to recognize in it is I have a wheat field. Like I have access to Puro Puro. I went in there and killed a few things. Killed a few things. I caught a few things. So I pick lock. Sweet. Um, but I don't have a task for eclectics or anything in there. And the reason why is because the uh did I just screw myself? Account ruined? Okay, cool. So I can get through here. One of the things about the way I have it set up on the Chunk Picker website is I will only have a task to catch eclectic implings because they're the only ones. They're the highest impling with a guaranteed spawn point. The high tier implings, Nature, Magpie, Ninja, Dragon, and Lucky, they're like a kind of a fixed location, but it's not a guaranteed spawn. So it's not like Nature's will always spawn. Magpies will always spawn. None of these will always spawn. But Eclectics are the highest one. So I have that as like the task. When I get the task, it'll be to catch an Eclectic Impling, which is at 50 Hunter, which I'm pretty close to anyways. But the reason why it's not a task yet is because the chunk picker website doesn't acknowledge hunter as a trainable skill. It thinks I'm level 1 still. It doesn't know that I've been lucky with having forestry access and lamping and stuff like that. So when I get a butterfly net or a whatever from like the hunter shop down here, it'll immediately tell me like go catch an eclectic implant, because like between here and there and whatever else I unlock, I'll probably get access to something and train at level 1, and it'll tell me to go catch eclectics. So, but I, as like an extracurricular activity, I could go catching eclectics, and there's some kind of cool upgrades from there that I could get. Mithril pickaxe would be kind of cool. Some melee upgrades. I don't know if like a rune dagger would beat a mithril scimitar. It might. The van braces would be kind of cool. I think, was it the red van braces? Would be neat. Um, Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm super nervous about this chunk. This was a way bigger thing than I was expecting. Yeah, burn a magic log. Okay, so fire making, fletching, high alchemy, check, blind magic, mithril. Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm gonna set myself up to AFK something all week. I can't really think of anything else. I'll mess around with the sewer, see what's in there, see what my options are for smithing, and my guess again, my guess is that I'm probably gonna do fire making and ranging and then backlog smithing, unless smithing takes less than 2 months to do. That's kind of the time to beat right now is 2 months. So how cool! I'm gonna start checking off some stuff and go do a lap and buy a few things and see what happens. So, uh, thank you very much, and bye.